Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase channel. My name is Joey and today we're going to be going over 7 reasons for why I think Sokeefe is the ultimate ship for why it's better than Sophitz. I have pulled 7 reasons, 7 of the most main reasons of why I and many others believe that Sokeefe is just going to end up. At this point, after the end of Legacy, we know that Sophitz has been on a hiatus. They're now just friends, and this leaves a great opportunity for Keefe. And before we get into the video, I'd like to say thank you to anyone who's just subscribed, who's liked, who's left a comment, because you guys have been so amazing lately. All of this has been so great. You guys probably know this, we've been making money from this channel, and we put every single cent that we make from the channel back into the video's quality. For example, I just got a new microphone, and I just got 3 new lights. You'll probably be seeing them on screen now. These lights are they're so good. They're the same lights that Troy has, and I really hope that these improve the quality of my videos. So with all that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first reason isn't the biggest reason, but it is a reason. And what I'm gonna be saying might be kind of weird, but I think Sophie, in her brain, she only really likes Fitz just because of his looks. This is not the only reason, of course he's been really nice to her and stuff like that. But if you look at it from the start, when she first met him, she was always complimenting his looks. It was always his fancy teal eyes, his movie star smile, his perfect face, whatever you want to say. It was always that. She wasn't saying how caring he was or how respectful or whatever until later on in the books, which I know is how you start a relationship just by going on their looks and then you get to know them. But even in Legacy, in Flashback, in Nightfall, and all that's books, she keeps going on about his looks, about his appearance. I don't know why. You've probably gotten past that already, right? You know that all elves are beautiful, so just get over it. And I know she does this with Keefe. Of course, when she first met Keefe as well, she did compliment his looks. But I mean, from a couple chapters after she meets Keefe, it's all just compliments about how caring he is, how funny he is and stuff like that. And I just feel like she doesn't compliment Keefe. She doesn't compliment Keefe's looks as much as she does Fitz's looks in the later books. And I think that's just a very big detail that you have to point out. So before we continue with this next point, I just want to say anything I say that's bashing Sophitz, it's not pointed towards the people who ship that. I have 100% respect for anybody who ships anything, except if it's a really weird ship like Austin went over in his video. But if you ship Sophitz, that's 100% fine. I'm not gonna say don't comment, don't dislike the video, stuff like that. It's totally fine to have your own opinion, and whatever I'm gonna say does not apply to you, it just applies to either Fitz or just the pairing of them. Okay, so my second reason is that Fitz has kind of a lot of anger issues. Most elves, when they get angry, they kind of just stop immediately, because if they get too mad at someone, if they lash out at them, they'll feel guilty about it after the fact, and then that'll shatter their mind a little bit. So if they keep doing it, then their mind will eventually shatter just from all the guilt that they've been feeling from causing people to feel bad. But this just doesn't happen with Fitz. I don't know why. Fitz continues to just get super, super angry at Sophie, continuing through all of the books, and his mind never really shatters at any point. It's weird that it hasn't happened already. This may just be because he's been through so much more than other elves has, but it's weird that he hasn't learned his lesson yet to stop lashing out at Sophie. He does it so much. Whenever anything goes wrong for him, he always finds a way, usually, he always finds a way to blame it on somebody else and then take his anger out on him. I know tons of other people do that, but it's weird how Sophie still likes him and still adores him after this fact. And Sophie keeps feeling bad that she's causing Fitz's pain, but she has nothing to do with it. It's always Fitz's fault. He always overreacts at everything, and she takes the blame for it even though she doesn't deserve it, and she's still with him. The next point that I have is trust. Now, Sophie, literally in Flashback, Fitz asked her, "Do you trust me?" instead of asking her if she liked him, which is kind of weird, but she totally said yes. So you might think, of course, she trusts him more than Keefe, but I don't think this is true. For example, at the end of Flashback, she was unmatchable. And in the beginning of Legacy, we learned that it's been weeks that she hasn't met any of her friends. And then the first friend that she goes to meet is Keefe. and she doesn't have to tell Keefe that she's unmatchable. She almost doesn't do it, but then she does tell Keefe, and I think this just proves that she told her best friend before her boyfriend that she was unmatchable. Like, this is one of the biggest things that happened in the books, and she tells Keefe before she tells Fitz. I think this is 100% an easy example of why she trusts Keefe more than Fitz. Even if she doesn't realize it, she does. And when she's a little bit reluctant to tell Keefe, she's like scared. She's scared to tell Fitz because she knows that he will have another anger outburst and get mad at her, and he's gonna act like this is her fault when it's 100% not her fault that she's unmatchable. And while Keefe, he comforts her when she finds her matchable, Fitz gets pretty angry. Also, being unmatchable is also a very good segue to my next point. And the next point is, Fitz does not want Sophie to be unmatchable. And I think this is not very good look for the relationship. If you look at Keefe and Sophie, Keefe does not care at all. In fact, I would think Keefe would rather be a bad match just to disappoint his father, while Fitz, he would hate to be a bad match because it would disappoint his father, or disappoint the Vacker legacy, whatever you want to call it. And Ro was kind of like drilling Fitz with questions, and he never even said that he wouldn't care if Sophie ended up unmatchable and that they would be a bad match. He never said that he was okay with it. He just kind of weaseled out of the question, and Sophie saved him out of the question by saying, I'm always gonna look for my parents, and I'm not gonna be unmatchable. Which may not be true, we don't know. We still don't know who her biological father is, and if we never find out, but I think we're gonna find out. But if we do never find out, I don't think Sophitz is ever gonna happen. I don't think Fitz is just ever gonna overcome the huge leap of being a bad match. It's just not in his character. Like, he's always been perfect. I know he's kind of fallen down a couple books because he was in Exilium and all this stuff with the Black Swan. But I just don't think he can handle being a bad match and, disappointing his father in the Vacker legacy. I just don't think that's possible. This is either the fourth or fifth point, but it is the mind over matter theory, or like the heart over head theory. The heart over matter theory is Lord Cassius's work, which is kind of weird, but he basically states that emotions come from the heart and not the head, which many people know that, but this is very helpful towards empaths because empaths, they take the emotions from the head, I'm pretty sure. When they use their ability, they're using emotions based off what people think, so it's almost like a form of telepathy. And his mind over matter theory is that real emotions come from the heart. And if empaths learn to access emotions from the heart and read them from there, they'll become a bigger empath than they are. And I think Keefe has learned to do that because I remember, was it in Legacy? I'm not sure. He got access to Sophie's emotional center, which is in her heart. Basically, is what I'm trying to say is Sophie's emotions towards Keefe come from her heart. It comes from her true emotions, her emotional center, and Sophie doesn't know that. And her emotions for Fitz come from her head. It's what she's thinking about him. Oh, he's so beautiful. Look at his beautiful smile. Look at his eyes. Her emotions towards Fitz are coming from her head, and that's not where the true emotions lie. All she has to do is tap into her true emotions in her heart and somehow realize that she likes Keefe more. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is Sophie doesn't know that she likes Keefe so much more than she likes Fitz. I don't know how she hasn't realized yet. She's so oblivious, but it's true. Another thing that I find funny, which just really isn't a reason, this is just something that I'm going off and saying, is in Legacy when she was hanging out with Keefe, it happened like twice, and then Fitz came. It was funny because she felt guilty that she was caught with Keefe. I just think that's funny because she feels like she's cheating on Fitz. For her to be cheating on Fitz, she has to know that she is with Keefe, if you know what I'm saying. I just thought that was really funny and it kind of made me cringe when I was reading that. I don't know how many that was. I'll have to count when I'm editing, but those are the biggest reasons for why I ship Sokeefe. There are so many reasons for each side that a new person going into this book, I kind of see how they become overwhelmed by the shipping part of this book. And I don't know if I like or dislike how the book, like in Legacy and Flashback, has become way more focused on shipping rather than like the actual plot and like the Never Seen the Black Swan conflict. Like half of the book is just shipping, which I'm not sure if I like or dislike. This video is for the Sokeefe shippers out there, and maybe if the Sophitz shippers are watching this, maybe I've convinced someone, I don't know. But if you are still a Sophitz shipper, check out our other videos. Troy did a 7 reasons to ship Sophitz, and I did a Sophitz moments video. And if you're a Sokeefe shipper and you want more Sokeefe content, I did a Sokeefe moments video where I went over all the Sokeefe moments and how many there are. So definitely check those 2 videos out after you're done with this one. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you saw the quality increase with my new microphone with the new lights. I really hope those 2 things are really improving the quality of this video. And maybe in the future I'll get a new camera, because right now I'm literally filming on my iPhone 6, which is not terrible. It's 1080p at 60 frames, but it could be a lot better. So yeah, I think that wraps up this video. If you have any other reasons to why you ship Sokeefe, leave them in the comments below. I'll be reading every single comment and replying to almost all of them. If you're a Sophitz shipper, please tell me your reasons, and maybe I'll just leave a counter reason to them, because that's one thing I didn't do in this video, which actually that's kind of a good idea. Would you guys like this video idea if I find reasons to why people ship Sophitz and then counter them? That might make a good video. I don't know. But if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. I would appreciate it if you don't leave a dislike, but leave a comment on why you didn't like the video. Subscribe if you love Keeper Lost Cities just like we do. That's gonna be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.